This is day 4 of building an 8-figure business. And today was one of those days where I don't feel like I did a lot of progress, but at the same time, there was some seeds being planted. And let me elaborate a little bit more on that. Essentially, one of our podcast partners, Matthew, has sponsors on his podcast, and we have gotten those sponsors for him. So normally how that works is essentially we find, or sometimes they come to us essentially because we have built his brand to the point now that we get sponsorship inquiries consistently. So this is actually our oldest sponsor. We're coming up to a year of working together, so they invited us to have some lunch and just basically have a bit of a conversation of what's gonna be happening towards next year, and basically just assessing what our plans are and all of that. So we had a great meeting with one of the co-founders and their COO and one of their key team members as well, and it was my client and I with them. So that took pretty much the entire day. We left to that around 12 in the afternoon, and we pretty much spent the entire afternoon with them. So by the time I come back, it's already like 4-ish. So I'm just trying to finalize what I was doing during the morning. The meeting went excellent. The sponsor is pretty stoked with everything we have achieved together so far. So it's looking pretty good, and we had a bit of a conversation as to what's going to, be happening once it comes time to resign the deal. But everyone is on the same page of working together for a very long time. We just need to renegotiate that deal because we made a bit of a mistake at the beginning of that partnership where we only focus on the retainer that they were going to be paying, because essentially we needed sponsors to pay monthly fees. And we got it was a good deal, but it was a bad deal in the sense that we completely overlooked negotiating the revenue share, even though that was essentially a part of the deal. But we didn't put it on the contract and all these things, and we kind of like we omitted it. That was a big mistake on our end. So essentially, we have done very well for them. We have sent, at this point, hundreds, if not thousands, of people to them, which is great for the sponsor. It just means that, we basically missed out on being also rewarded for hitting different milestones and just having more incentives to continue to grow the partnership, which is what you want. You want some sort of bonus structure or revenue share, which we didn't have for this deal. So that's something that we have now with one of our later sponsors that seems like it's gonna be coming on board. So we learned basically, because we haven't done previous to this sponsor, we didn't have like big deals like the ones that we do now. So overall, it's pretty good. The sponsor is great to work with too, and it was good to see that we're on the same page. They have a big mission. We can clearly help. They can clearly provide value as well to us and the community. So everything is pretty good, and it's great to see as well that basically and when that things are panning out the way you hope when you have big partnerships like this. And there's just a massive opportunity for us to continue to build with them alongside with our podcast partners. So that was great. Also spending time with my client is great. He's awesome. He's actually like a really good friend of mine now. We speak pretty much every single day. So it's great to have clients like that. That's one of the, as well, one of my takeaways is like when you find clients that are generally great clients, fuck, it's awesome. Like, it's awesome to build with them and work with them and get them the results. And they make it easy as well to get them results. Like, this client is such a great example of what an actual dream client is. And yeah, I'm just stoked that we are partnered with him. So that happened, and in the morning I spent pretty much most of the day just building the entire flow of our new revamp podcast system that we're literally rebuilding from the ground up, looking at all the different parts of it, from sales process to onboarding to all the fulfillment and all the different stages, and how that differs from podcast licensees to done for you clients. We're changing literally everything. So it is, let me just get out here. It is actually pretty epic what we're doing now, and it's going to be game changing once we actually get it going. Because right now it just feels like we're just building and figuring out certain things as to how we can make them efficient, how we can automate things, and how can we integrate AI way more than what we currently do. So that's looking pretty good so far. But yeah, we have to essentially do all of that at the same time. Run a business, be a CEO, take care of marketing, sales, managing the entire team, negotiating these kind of deals and these kind of meetings. So that's the challenge. The challenge is rebuilding the entire system while at the same time delivering on my duties as the business owner and the founder. So it's okay, we're getting there. Every day we're giving steps into the right direction, and it's becoming way clearer. This is something that I do now when building like the systems or getting clear of what we need to do, is we essentially map everything out on a platform like Miro, where you can create visually what that will look like in terms of the different process, how they interconnect, what are the platforms in between, and what are the different tools, softwares that we need to do. And then you can visually see exactly where you're falling short, or what's the bottleneck, or what needs to be different, where there are opportunities to automate things. So basically that's because the process is changing so much. I had to rebuild that completely, and that's how I'm literally able to visually see where do we need to change things to be more efficient, faster, better. So that's what we're currently working on. And the shoot went great today as well with one of our other podcast partners, Troy. He's awesome to work with. His brand, we're building it pretty fast. That's one of those clients that we took completely from scratch. They had no social media, no videos, no nothing, and he's still pretty new to being in front of camera. So those tend to be some of the hardest ones, because we're building completely from zero, but when they work, is freaking awesome. So he's pretty happy, and he brought one of his key team members today as well to the studio. That can always be a challenge as well, because team members in general, they haven't been in front of camera. So yeah, that went pretty well. His team member is awesome as well. So that's pretty good, and got my training done, everything pretty much today. We're still posting every day on my main YouTube channel, which is something that we started at this point almost 3 weeks ago, and we haven't missed a day. We're posting Monday to Friday. Right now we miss the bank, so that's another challenge, like just staying on top of content. Tomorrow I'm gonna have to be banking a few videos, especially because we are going to Sydney on Friday. So I just need to make sure that we have enough bank in there. We're really going hard on my personal brand on the main channel, and that's starting to get some momentum, which is pretty good. A big challenge on that as well is that we are refreshing my entire audience across all platforms, because I built a pretty big audience many years ago. The problem is that that was mainly a Spanish speaking audience. So we've been just posting content with a new angle, focus on selling more of what we do with Vibes and building the brand as the founder of it. So that just means that we've been losing followers and subscribers, but we're looking for that point where you stop losing as many and you start gaining more than the ones that you're losing. So that's how we know that we have changed the trajectory and the momentum. But so far it's pretty good. It's pretty good, and it's a good test as well for us to see if we can completely turn around this particular brand as well across all these different platforms. So far it's pretty good. Other than that, it's pretty much everything for today. Is 6:30, so now is just time for dinner. Education, as usual, I try to do my education, self-development, catching up with my masterminds and all these things, usually at this time of the day, and try to get myself around 8:30 to bed so I can wake up at 5 a.m. That's it for today.